Pete Taylor Park, aka The Garden, is home to many things. For the last 2 years, it's been home to a Hattiesburg Super Regional, but never has it been home to a Hattiesburg Super Regional dog pile, and that's what the Golden Eagles are out to change this weekend.
Just soak it in, man. I told somebody last night, I said, this program's been to 3 Super Regionals in its history, and the 2 have been in the past 2 years. So it doesn't come around a lot, so you soak it in and, give it your all, because you never know when your last Super Regional could be.
The Golden Eagles making sure last year's Super Regional wasn't their last by virtue of winning 4 straight games out of the Auburn Regional losers bracket, earning themselves some bonus berry ball at the Pete.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, obviously I thought we'd played our last game here, especially when we didn't host the regional, but we were able to host a Super, and that'll be awesome to come back and play one more weekend here.
A pleasant surprise after being snubbed in the round of 64, but this time Hattiesburg is home for the first ever meeting between USM, who's 26-5 at home, and Clemson regional champion Tennessee, who's 5-12 on the road. All eyes now shift to Saturday's Game 1 pitching matchup between 2 top-flight MLB draft prospects, Tanner Hall and Chase Dolander.
Just another game. He's just another guy. I think we got a guy that's projected to go high as well, so good luck facing him, and it'll be a fight.
USM's All-American, not the only arm that's gotten the black and gold back to this point, with key outings down the stretch from the likes of Will Armistead, Nico Mazza, Billy Oldham, and in the biggest of moments, Justin Storm, who went 5 2/3 scoreless with 8 strikeouts to close out the Sun Belt Tournament title game, and another 5 2/3 scoreless with 10 Ks to send USM to the winner-take-all Auburn Regional title game.
Every time we're back against the wall, the pitchers, as a staff, challenge each other. Hey, this is on us to get it done, and I think I'm happy with how we responded.
Oh, it's awesome. And he saved us against Penn. If he's not on this team, there's no chance we win that Penn game. He really came in and dominated, and feels like once every week or two we get kind of a Storm game where he just kind of wins the game for us. We just score a few runs and he does the rest.
Offensively, Southern Miss averaging almost a run more per game than it did last year when USM failed to cross home plate in its final 2 games against Ole Miss. 2 of the hottest hitters right now being senior captain Danny Lynch with 8 home runs in his last 19 games, and Dustin Dickerson with 7 in his last 11.
I've been working for these last few weeks for my whole life, so it feels good for it to finally pay off a little bit.
1, we're a little more experienced, and 2, last year we really just ran into 2 really good arms we face, and we're going to face awesome arms this weekend, don't get me wrong, but I think we're a little more ready for it this year. We're a little more prepared.
USM hit the adversity wall a bit earlier this season, following 2 blowout losses at eventual regular season Sun Belt champion Coastal Carolina. Following a reality check team meeting, the refocused Golden Eagles responding by winning 23 out of their last 26 games.
Just getting gut punched 2 times at Coastal Carolina. That was a defining moment in our team and who we were and who we wanted to be, and we had to stand up and be like men and recover from that. That was the biggest adversity I think we had to date in that season, and our guys answered the call and have really never looked back since then.
Perhaps the biggest change in USM's demeanor can be seen after the team's biggest wins, opting for just a half dog pile after the Sun Belt title game and no dog pile after beating Penn in the regional finale. Juxtapose that with the emotional high of beating LSU in last year's Hattiesburg Regional Championship, and it's clear the Golden Eagles have been here before.
This is kind of where we expect to be. At the beginning of the season, our goals were very simple. We set out to win the regular season conference, win the conference tournament, win a regional, super regional, win it in Omaha. And when you do check off those boxes, when that's a goal from the beginning of the season, that's what you work for. It's almost like, okay, we did it, but now let's move on.
Moving on is what Southern Miss baseball has been preparing to do for the last month following the end-of-season retirement announcement of head coach Scott Berry. As the all-time winningest coach in program history, his legacy already set in stone, but cementing the national brand of Southern Miss baseball with a second run to Omaha, now that would certainly be worth a trip to the Roost.
We want to send him out the right way.
When we started in February, we wanted to win the College World Series. That was our goal. And, if you try to think about winning the College World Series on February 16th or 17th, whenever the first game was, then you're kind of looking way too far ahead. You just got to kind of take it one game at a time and take the next step. Everything's about taking the next step towards winning the College World Series, and this weekend we have a chance to take a big step towards it.
The one wall that we haven't been able to break since 2009 is that Super Regional. Obviously, last year was the first time that we encountered that wall since 2009. So being able to knock it over would be great for us, but you know, if that were to be something that we would attain, then I would think there would be a great deal of emotion on their part as a team coming together.